It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is showtime, Geno Jones Showtime. Hey, I'm coming to you live Monday through Friday. That's my days. The days you can see this show. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time is what, a couple minutes maybe after 7:30 on the East Coast. Chicago, I see you. Stand up, Chi-Town, everybody on the Central Time Zone, from Minneapolis to Milwaukee, Chicago, St. Louis, Memphis, Little Rock, Arkansas. We got, we got Jackson, Mississippi, Nolans, Houston, Texas. Dallas stand up is 6:30. Live in Los Angeles and Las Vegas, everybody else on the West Coast. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe and share the show. You can copy and paste the link in an email, a text message, or you can DM somebody. However you want to do it, you have my blessing. If you want to just screenshot some of the show, create a little video, viral video moment, you can do that. The Geno Jones Show is brought to you by CojoLLC.com, CojoLLC.com. Shout out to Courtney Johnson if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Carolinas, South or North Carolina. Give her a call, 843-543-4022, 843-543-4022. Hey, Asia, how are you? Once again, congratulations to you, Asia, to all the contestants, and a big congratulations and shout out to the brand new Miss Plus Size Queen, Miss Plus Size Charleston 2025, the new reigning queen. Christy K. Love Baxter, my guest co-host. Asia, you did a great job. You were all you ladies were amazing, and I was honored to just to be there and to see you guys just like step into your power and your purpose and to just open up and bloom like a rose in full bloom. So it was beautiful. And you brought your baby girl on stage who we all fell in love with her. She is just so precious. So tell her Uncle G said hello. And we are all very proud of her. Hey, Rosalind, shout out to you. Thank you for watching, everybody watching. Oh, by the way, Asia and Rosalind, spread the word. Let everybody know it's showtime to come on over here. You can post something on your other social media if you can, or do a group text. Tell them to come over to YouTube and check out the Geno Jones Show. So this is the last show for my 4th year. This is like season 4. Tomorrow marks the 5 years. So Wednesday marks the 5-year anniversary of the Geno Jones Show. Yes. So October 1st is the official beginning, the official anniversary for my show, going live 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday. We started off doing it at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and a couple of months ago, moved the start time to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. in Chicago Central Time, and 4:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. So tell everybody to come on over, and thank you, Asia and Rosalind. Listen. Feel free to join Asia and Rosalind in the chat room. To my new subscribers, thank you very much. To my subscribers who's been down from day one and everybody in between, thank you so much. I am, let's see, I'm only about 65 new subscribers from becoming a YouTube partner. That means that my show, this channel, my YouTube channel, that YouTube will monetize this channel, my YouTube channel, and my media company. It is so important that we support Black-owned media. Just that plain and simple. There's no other way to say it. But to tell the truth and shame the devil, as my grandmother Jean Jones said. So, because we tell the truth and shame the devil every day here on the Geno Jones Show. So, thank you in advance. You can support the show financially via Zelle or Cash App. No amount is too small or too large. $1, $5, 50, 500, 500,000, 5 million, 5 billion, it doesn't, whatever you got. We appreciate your support so voices and platforms like mine can continue to speak truth to power and can do it in an entertaining and enlightening and an educational and empowering and inspiring way, and have great guests on to do all the same thing, to educate, to empower, to enlighten, to energize, to inspire, to motivate, and to uplift. Stand on that purpose. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Shout out Asia's talking about the Miss Plus Size Charleston show. It was an amazing show, and she said I was glad I was able to participate. It was an honor to be on the same court as K-Love. Well, listen, it was an honor for me and my family. Damaris and Allie, my wife and my youngest daughter, they were there. They loved it, and I know you all heard me screaming. All the videos out there, you hear somebody yelling about, yeah, go ahead, Taurus. Stand up, Taurus. The fool that you heard yelling was me. Just really a hype in the moment, and just really excited, and was just really glad to be a part of that. All right, so let's get the ball rolling here, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to all my new viewers. I can see where I got some new viewers. Jump in the chat room. Let me know who you are and where you're watching from. And if you got a question, if you got a comment, I'll read your comment here on camera. If you got a shout out for a birthday or anniversary or whatever it is, just jump in that chat room and let me know. Jump in there with Asia and with Marilyn, okay? And of course, my mom is in there also. My executive producer, my number one fan, Miss Mary Dixon, so you can join that conversation. All right. So I got two things. So I'm gonna just get right to them. We're about 4 or 5 minutes into the show. So let me just jump right into it. First of all, Orange Hitler, aka Donald Trump, and the Maga cult is no more a Republican Party. It is a cult. Orange Hitler, Donald Trump, and the MAGA cult are going to shut down the government, the U.S. government, tonight at midnight. And the reason that they are going to shut it down, because they control every branch of government. Basic civics, you should have took it in middle school, definitely in high school. There are 3 branches of the American government, the U.S. government. You have the executive branch, that is the president and the vice president. You have the legislative branch. They write and pass laws. The president, he doesn't write any laws. He can run his mouth and talk about what he wants. But the legislative branch, they write and pass laws. The U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. And the judicial branch, which is the Supreme Court justices. All 3 are MAGA controlled. All right? So at the end of the day, if Orange Hitler and the MAGA cult that runs the government, all 3 branches, if they want the government to stay open, it will stay open. Now, the reason they are shutting down the U.S. government at midnight, because the MAGA cult and Orange Hitler wants to take away your Medicaid, or maybe your mom's Medicaid, or your dad, or maybe you got grandparents, or someone in your family that gets a Social Security disability, someone that's not an elderly or a senior, or maybe virtually half of the children in America get some form of health insurance through Medicaid. So you may have a child with any kind of medical condition, from asthma, it could be a heart defect, it could be epilepsy, it could be anything, juvenile diabetes. There's so many conditions that children have to live with. And about half of the children in America get some form of health insurance through Medicaid. Not to mention the SNAP benefits, the EBT card. They used to call it food stamps back in the day, food assistance. Do you know that like 40%, I think over 40% of all the U.S. veterans, men and women that have served our country in the military, they receive SNAP benefits, food assistance through SNAP. But the MAGA cult and Orange Hitler, they want to take away. They've already voted to do it. Now, the Democrats basically said they're not signing off on any piece of legislation, no extension to keep the government open, if it means that you are going to take away health care for millions of people, including anyone watching me right now, that you or your family gets health insurance through what people call Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. Not to mention, in about 30 days, that your premiums, if they haven't already gone up, are dramatically going to go up. Like quadruple, triple, quadruple, maybe more than that. So, once again, so we'll be clear, because some of this news media that's MAGA controlled, I don't get a check from anybody, from quote unquote the Democrats or MAGA. All right? Tell the truth, shame the devil. Once again, the MAGA cult that controls the federal government, led by Orange Hitler, they are the ones that is going to shut down the government and all the things that come from that. People with federal jobs losing their jobs, because Orange Hitler's talking about furloughing, which means firing even more government workers. And many of those women, people who've lost their jobs, have been black women. Like nearly 400,000 black women have lost their jobs in like the last 5 or 6 months. So just be clear. I want you to understand the federal government closed down, and if that affects you when you're going to the airport, they got to go through TSA and all the other things that's going to affect. Who is responsible for shutting down the government and why? The MAGA cult. It's, some people refer to as this version of the Republican Party, led by their dear leader, their Lord and Savior. Those are the words that many in this cult, MAGA cult, they have used to describe Orange Hitler, a.k.a. Donald Trump. The MAGA cult, led by the Orange Man, they are shutting down the U.S. government because they want to be able to continue to go ahead and take away, get rid of the Medicaid that maybe you or your family members are on. They want to get rid of Obamacare, so health insurance for tens of millions of people, and SNAP benefits, food assistance. That is why the government is shutting down. So I just want you to be clear and to understand that who is shutting the government down and why. Because people lie, and your boy will go in there and lie and talk about, well, the Democrats are evil and all this bullshit and chaos and distraction. Here, we tell the truth and shame the devil. So I want you to understand why. So if the government shuts down and it causes you or your family harm, you know who to blame. And you know what to do come next year during the midterms. That's just a fact. If it was the Democrats doing that, I would be in their ass. But we only have one political party. We have a cult that is running the federal government, and we have a political party they have their own problems in terms of their image, and that's a whole nother story. That's not what tonight's monologue is all about. Tonight's monologue is to make sure that you are clear, and you understand who is shutting down the government at midnight tonight, Tuesday going into Wednesday morning at 12 midnight. Who is shutting down the government? The MAGA cult and the orange person, Orange Hitler, that controls every branch of government. The executive, judicial, and legislative. From the White House to the Congress, from Capitol Hill, the U.S. House of Representatives, the U.S. Senate, Supreme Court. Understand it. Now, so apparently, Orange Hitler and Pete Hegseth, who many of his former co-workers at Fox News, he was a weekend talk show host. He was, I believe, in the reserves, National Guard. And many of his former co-workers at Fox News accused him of being a drunk, called him a drunk. That he showed up many days to work drunk. It's not some rumor. Multiple reports from former and, well, at the time, current employees that worked with him at the Fox propaganda channel that they refer to as Fox News. I call it fake news. Maga State TV. Maga State TV 1, because they got multiple platforms. They got like Maga, I call it Maga 2, 3, 4. They got Newsmax, News Nation, One America Network, a lot of podcasters. So, but the Fox propaganda channel, that would be Maga 1. MNN, Maga News Network, or MPC is really what you should call it. Maga Propaganda Channel 1, MPG. There you go. That's pretty good, G. So Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, who is the Secretary of Defense, he calls the Defense Department the Department of War. Now keep in mind, Orange Hitler is a draft dodger. He had bone spurs. 6 what they call deferment. 6 times he basically got out of serving in the military. Didn't have to go to Vietnam because he had bone spurs. But he's able to do a whole hell of a lot of golfing at 79 with bone spurs. I digress. And Pete Hegseth, who was never an general or admiral, he wasn't a master sergeant in the Marines. Once again, he was reservist, I believe, National Guard. So in no way does he have any, level of competency. He's not competent at all. No level of competency, no level of experience, no track record, no receipts of accomplishments in the military that the admirals and the generals and admirals that he summoned to Virginia to give these people a lecture, to give these men and women who have given their life and served for 20, 30 years plus, 4-star generals, 3-star generals, 2-star, 1-star, admirals, served in combat, done multiple tours of duty, led men into wars from Desert Storm in Iraq, Afghanistan. Some go back all the way back to Vietnam. Multiple tours of duty, sacrificed their life. And the admirals and generals that have been around for a long time survived all of that, dealing with being exposed to water, toxic water that causes cancer, toxic land, exposed to chemicals in Vietnam like Agent Orange. You've got over in Iraq, these pits, burn pits. As a matter of fact, Joe Biden's son Bo died from being exposed to burn pits that released some carcinogenic, release some chemicals, I guess, in the air that cause cancer. So these men have been exposed to all kind of cancer-causing chemicals and water and land and everything. They have scars and injuries, physical, mental, emotional injuries. And you got a draft dodger and an alleged drunk, according to his former co-workers, who never reached the level nowhere near an admiral, a general, or an admiral. He was, I think they said, a platoon leader. He wasn't a master sergeant. A man that men in the military see as a joke, as a punk, as a coward. These are not my words. I have talked to many people, men and women, in the military. My military expert, or the military expert for the show, retired Master Sergeant Roy Gray. Full disclosure, one of my first cousins, served in the Marines over 20 years, over 20 plus years. Talked about how these generals and admirals were not, first of all, they were not happy about being summoned to come, because these generals and admirals had to come literally. We have bases in so many countries. I can't even tell you how many different countries, all over in Europe, in Asia, in South Korea, in the Philippines, all through Europe, France, Germany, in the Middle East, Qatar, some other Middle East countries, in the South Pacific, military bases all over the world. And these men were summoned here. And you had some women, I believe, that was in the audience, and they talked down on women. Well, women, we don't want women in combat, and the DEI, and he was just straight out racist, basically saying there's some men and women who are in leadership. I'm paraphrasing, generals and admirals, basically saying the black men, the Hispanic men, and the women who had high-ranking positions in the military only got those positions because they were black or Latino or women, that they weren't qualified, they weren't a merit hire. Now, if you've got any family members that served in the military, like I said, my first cousin, the one you've seen on the show, he said, listen, especially he can speak for the Marines. He said, the Marines don't give a shit about how you identify yourself, whatever ethnic background that you identify with, how you see yourself, how you refer to yourself. They don't give a shit about your race or your ethnic background. They don't give a shit about your gender or religion. They really, really don't give a shit about your sexual orientation. Can you do the job? Rigorous, very rigorous physical qualifications, mental qualifications. So the Marine, to paraphrase what Master Sergeant Roy Gray said, he said, they don't just give out bars. So the generals and the admirals, they don't slap those bars on your shoulder because you are some DEI hire. You have to earn everything that you get in the military. And he says specifically the Marines, because he can speak to the Marines as someone that led men for years. Retired Master Sergeant in the Marines. Led men into combat, into battle. So to have a draft dodger, and an alleged drunk lecture these generals and admirals was an insult. They were pissed that they had to come show up for this shit show, this reality show. It was performative, it was demeaning, it was insulting, and they were talked down to. And according to many of the men that I talked to today, including retired Master Sergeant Gray, he said, believe me, First of all, these generals and admirals were sitting there. He said they were stoic, they were quiet, wasn't no applause. He said, I can tell you exactly what those generals and admirals were thinking. And they were saying to themselves, what the hell? What is this and why am I here? What is this bullshit? And he said, they do not take lightly to being threatened, because they were threatened. Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, said if they didn't, basically, if you don't like the way things are going, if you don't like the way we're going to run the military, you can hand in your resignation. So you, with your punk ass, that can't even hold a candle to any of the men or women that were sitting in that room, that the only reason that you are in a position to have authority over them because a draft dodger with his punk ass decided to put you in that position, and you act like you've got the receipts and the credibility to speak to these men and women that have gone to war college, served in combat all over the world in active, real hot wars against the enemy, just like shooting at your ass and launching all kind of bombs and car bombs and truck bombs, something that you never had to experience, and you're going to lecture these men and women and tell them if they don't like the way you are running the military, and if they don't like what you're saying, they can hand in their resignation. They do not, those men and women, those generals and admirals they don't take threats lightly, and they do not like being threatened, having their careers and their jobs threatened. This is not going to end well. I don't know how it's going to end, but I've been saying that Owen Hitler and this cult led by Owen Hitler himself, I said that they are if you look to study history, all of these dictators, all of the evil dictators from Hitler to Mussolini, Stalin, Mao in China, you name it, all these evil dictators, they have always, their demise, they have been their own demise because they always overshoot the runway. And when you threaten, when you, who are the commander-in-chief, and your underling, who is the Secretary of Defense, who is the civilian leader of the military, when you threaten these generals and admirals, you threaten their career and their job by saying if they don't agree, because they take an oath to serve and protect, to serve the Constitution, they take an oath to the Constitution to protect this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Because see, Owen Hitler, Donald Trump, and Pete Hegseth, they don't really understand what that oath really means. They are trying to make the military take an oath to a man. They do not take an oath to a man. They take an oath to the Constitution to protect the Constitution and the country and all of its, not some, all of their citizens. While Owen Hitler is determined to basically sick the military. Talked about it today. We should have our military trained to go to war, have them train in cities run by Democrats, i.e. cities with a lot of black folks. So you continue to show us that you are Owen Hitler, Donald Trump, you have declared war on black people. You are continuing to show us and to say that you are declaring war on black people, that you want to have the military trained for war by patrolling the streets of our cities. So you are declaring that you want to violate the Posse Comitatus Act, a law where the military is It is against the law for anyone to use the U.S. military for civilian policing services. They don't have those powers. But you're like, fuck the Constitution. That's what he's saying. That's what Orange Hitler's saying. Don't give a damn about the Constitution. Always overshoot the runway. So I just wanted you to understand what's going on today. Tomorrow we celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the Geno Jones Show. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 out on the West Coast, 5:30 over there in Denver, Boulder, Colorado, the Central Time Zone, Mountain Time Zone. Please tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. I'm less than 60 new subscribers for becoming a YouTube partner. That means YouTube will monetize my YouTube channel and my media company. Thank you in advance for your support. So you can support the show financially, because it is so important we support Black-owned media, that we support all of our Black-owned institutions. It's especially important that we support Black-owned media. And you can support the show financially via Zelle or Cash App. You can use my email address for Zelle to send your financial support. Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell it. Geno Jones Show @gmail. So you can Zelle your financial support there, or you can use Cash App to support the show financially. $Dad G Jones, all one word. $, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES. $Dad G Jones. No amount is too small. No amount is too large. Whatever you have to give, whatever is placed on your heart to support the show, my media channel, my vision, my voice, and the platform to amplify and to inspire and educate and empower others, that's what we do here. That's what this channel, that's what this show is for. That's what this channel is all about and what it's here for. So thank you in advance. So continue to spread the word. Continue to tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. All right. By the way, speaking of support, shout out to Courtney Johnson, CojoLLC.com. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by Cojo, CojoLLC.com. Courtney Johnson, if you're looking to buy or sell, as I step off camera just for a little bit, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Carolinas, first home, dream home, downsizing a home, maybe a second home for income property, whatever it is, if you're looking to buy or sell, reach out to Courtney. Tell her that you are watching the Geno Jones Show. 843-543-4022, 843-543-4022. So Wednesday, tomorrow, if you're watching me live, tomorrow, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, it is the big 5-year anniversary. It is the 5th birthday. The Geno Jones Show turns 5 years old on tomorrow, October 1st. I got a big birthday celebration. Keela Carson, my original guest co-host, she's coming back. She's studying for her PhD, her doctorate. Kendrick Bannister, one of the early sponsors of the Geno Jones Show, the CEO of the Crate Group, has a major announcement. Our legal expert, Sean Mitchell, who you just saw last week, he kind of teased and told you that he's launching a podcast. So he got a big announcement relating to his podcast that you'll get to see. He'll be on my TV show right here. I'm leaving somebody else out, I know, but probably some other surprise. Oh, Sean Dobie, who helped me launch this thing originally, and somebody else I need, a couple people. But it's going to be a month-long celebration, and it's 31 days in October, so we're going to celebrate all month long the 5th birthday of the Geno Jones Show. I just want to thank each and every one of you in advance. From my mother, who day one I started, I had like 1 subscriber, and that was my mother. I went from 0 We are, what, 60, I think less than 60 new subscribers from becoming a YouTube partner. So thank you. Thank you in advance. Thank you, everybody. I love you so much. And we'll see you on Wednesday. So we'll see you live. If you missed any of this episode, you can go back and watch it. As a matter of fact, you can go back and binge watch, not just this episode, but every episode, all my back episodes, all my great guests, from Ronald Isley, Mr. Big, Ernie, and his brother, Ernie Isley. Let's see, Lettucey, Kenny Lattimore, Howard Hewitt, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, October London, Larry Dotson from the Barcades, Lenny Williams, old school, new artists. So many, I can't even keep track of all of them. So I just want to thank everybody that's been, shout out to Ken Wilson, who's been a big supporter of the Geno Jones Show, really helped me early on with a lot of the great guests. Shout out to Andre Russell, who also helped plug me into Ken. So I just want to thank everybody that has supported what the show has been doing and supported me and the show. So tomorrow it's going to be a celebration. Come on. Big celebration. Kicking off a month-long celebration. Happy birthday to the Happy birthday show, Geno Jones Show. Wednesday, 5 years old. Getting old show. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you live Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Chicago Central Time, 6:30. Live in Los Angeles and Las Vegas and everybody on the West Coast. We'll see you 4:30 tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 p.m.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.